I am a super minority and not necessarily an embraced minority. And what in the world is that jail going to be like for me?
Brittney Griner, who is a basketball player, WNBA basketball player, who everyone knows, got arrested trying to leave Russia with some marijuana. She happens to be black and she happens to be a lesbian. She eventually did get out of Russia, and she's on a bit of a speaking tour now, talking about what happened to her. And I just wanted people to listen to a portion of her talking to Joy Reid.
In that moment, as you're thinking, okay, I am going to be arrested, you write about your arrest, and you're told you're going to be taken to the Kim Key police station. It's a temporary detention center. It's like a county jail.
Yes.
So now you know, okay, not only are they arresting me, but I'm really going to be taken to jail.
Yes.
Did you think in that moment, I, Brittney Griner, am being taken to jail, or did you think in that moment, wait a minute, I am a black, queer woman in a country in which I am a super minority and not necessarily an embraced minority. And what in the world is that jail going to be like for me?
I was terrified when I was thinking about going to that jail, because I was like, what games are they going to play? And I soon found out one of the games on trying to tell me to go into one of the men's cells, and I'm like, I'm not going in that cell. And then the other guard, said something in Russian and shook his hand, and then they take me to the women's side, and I was just like, see, it's a game, you know? And I knew all that was stacked against me.
There's so much here, because first off, I guess Joy Reid just admitted that being a black queer woman in America isn't that bad. That's sort of interesting, because that's not what she normally says. And also, Joy is the same type of person that's constantly pushing for men to be in women's prisons. So they're like blowing up their own stuff in real time. Sage, what do you make of this? The framing, really, this is, in a weird way, this to me is more about Joy Reid than it's about Brittney.
Yeah, but my bar is so low with Joy Reid, I guess, that, like, okay, nothing she said surprises me anymore. It's an eye roll. And that soundbite was another opportunity to roll my eyes at her, because she intentionally wants to divide. She's one of those women, I assume she calls herself a woman, who knows, that literally is benefiting off of playing the race card all the time. There's too much money to be left on the table if you don't make something about racism in her world, and it has worked pretty well. I think the many different layers you talk about with this, I mean, the fact that this is still a story, Brittney Griner, as much as many people don't like the reason why she was arrested and imprisoned, she broke a law. Even if you don't think it's a good law over in Russia, she broke the law. She knowingly brought a marijuana pen, whatever it was, in her suitcase, and crossing the border and into their country. And that's illegal. And she knew it. She's been doing this for years going over there. So she knew it, even though the law might suck, you know it. And there are consequences, especially in a place like Russia. So as much as I'm glad that she's home, man, that was pretty costly for the United States as well. So there happens to be repercussions when you break laws, especially laws that you should not. So between Joy, change the channel. I can't watch it.
Right. Well, to that point, Riley, I mean, it's sort of like, do you think Joy would have even cared if this had been Caitlin Clark? I mean, she's a straight white woman. She's quite a basketball player, but I don't know that would have even mattered.
Look, these are the same people who are calling Caitlin Clark problematic, right? Joy Reid, Sunny Hostin, Jamel Hill. How in the world are you going to call someone problematic when all she has done is sell out arenas? She has set TV viewership. She's brought millions of new eyes to college basketball and to the WNBA. Problematic, it sounds like to me, she is the problem solver. Jamel Hill is a professional and lifelong race baiter. I think of her at ESPN. I remember her stating one time that rooting for the Celtics was like saying that Hitler was a victim, because the Celtics are viewed as a white team. She also said while at ESPN, she labeled President Trump as a white supremacist. I remember when she even called for a boycott of the Dallas Cowboys and their sponsors after Jerry Jones, the owner, demanded that his team would stand for the flag and for the national anthem. So that's what these people are. They're race baiters. Let's put it point blank.